Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gavin. Thank you very much for being here. So grateful that you would choose to spend your evening with me. For those of you who are watching the live stream and for the rewatch crew, welcome. I'm glad you're all here. Hey, man, I see Mooney's here already. Mooney is about the best. I did not recognize in the last video in time that Mooney had gifted some memberships here to the channel, and I really appreciate your awesomeness and your help, Mooney. Thank you very much for that. Guys, we are talking once again about the case of Madeline Soto. Madeline was 13 years old when she disappeared. She was last seen at about 11 o'clock at night on February 25th. On the 26th, she was reported missing, and several days later, her body was found unceremoniously dumped by the side of a road, kind of in a little grove of bamboo-like trees. The person who was arrested for her murder, as you guys know, is this man, Stephen Stearns, age 37, Florida man, Stephen Stearns. He is the boyfriend, the on-again, off-again, live-in, sometimes boyfriend of Madeline's mother, Jennifer Soto. Now, we have gone over this case in great detail. If you head over to my website, which is gavinfish.com, click on cases and move this over here, and click on Maddie's picture, you will see that I think this is about the 17th video that I've done on the case. There are lots of audio recordings for you. There are case documents. There's a timeline. It's all there. Please check it out. There's a link in the description below. Before we get into what I want to share with you today, I want to give a big shout out to Plunder True Crime. She beat me to it. I've been waiting on some sunshine law requests and some public records requests for quite some time. I got another 80 pages today, but not only did she get some of the photos that I'm going to share with you today, she has shared them as well. So I am grateful to her for doing that. And we are going to talk a little bit about, we're going to go through some of these photos. But before we do, I would like to listen to a recording of an interview that was done with Mr. Stearns by the, I can't remember which, I think it was Osceola County. I can't remember which police department. We will find out here. This is an interview. It's about a 25-minute, a little bit more, almost 26-minute recording of an interview that took place on February 28th. So 2 days after Maddie went missing, but it was really the night of the 27th, because it's about 12:16 a.m. on the 28th that this recording took place. We're going to spend a little time here listening to the recording, and I'm going to try not to, I think we're going to keep Maddie's face on this one, because I want to make sure that we don't forget our little victim in all this, a little girl who spent most of her life in a hellish nightmare of a situation where a man who she should have been able to trust to protect her was apparently her abuser. So I'm going to keep her picture up here, but we are listening to an interview with Mr. Stearns. All right, here we go. Oh, and real quick, I'll just put this up here. If you guys want to get in, if you guys want to say something in the comments that you would really like me to see, please put a GF in your comment. That helps me to see them. It looks like, of course, Autumn is already on top of things. She's already put that in there. But I will keep this up on the page so that you guys can let me know if there's something you want me to read. All right, here we go with Mr. Stearns, and let's just check our technology. I think we're going to be good.
Case number 24-11313. Today's date is February 28th, 2024. The time is 00:16 hours. Speaking with Stefan again. Okay. So, as you guys know, they have, right? They've been going through the phone, and
let's remember that Madeline has not been found yet, right? Madeline won't be found until what let's see, what day was Madeline found? Now I can't find it. I want to say it was the 1st, but anyway, I believe that Madeline was found a few days later. So this is the early morning hours of the 28th, and somebody tell me when Madeline was found. I don't have that on my timeline, but so he is still engaging in this kind of cat and mouse about whether or not he is, should be a suspect in this.
And they noticed that there was like a lot of messages between you and can you explain to me what your relationship is between?
Yeah.
Now, these are moments that are redacted.
Mostly things like, when are you going to call us? When are you going to come up here and visit? Hey, poopy head, get online. Things like that.
Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Your phone. I told you that I was going to hold on to it and that we would like to download your phone, right?
Okay.
Is this something that I have your consent to do, or do I need to get a search warrant for your phone?
It should be fine.
Guys, I am so grateful for stupid criminals. I'm so grateful that he is that dumb. Okay, March 1st. Thank you, Rebecca. It was March 1st. So this is a couple of days before Madeline's body was discovered. Thanks, Rebecca.
You're okay with us going through your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have the PIN to your phone?
42586.
Four two five 8 Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. And then, okay, so when you guys FaceTime, what do you guys talk about?
There too. We're just chatting.
Okay. I noticed that at some of the times that you guys are FaceTiming, it's like really late. Is it normal for her to be in bed late?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, her bedtime's usually around 10:30, 11 o'clock. I talk to them both before bedtime when I'm not here.
Okay.
10:30 is supposed to be her bedtime, but she gets to push it sometimes.
Okay. When you guys are FaceTiming? Okay.
Some phone to FaceTime with her, sometimes FaceTiming them both together on one of the phones.
Okay. And then you said that yesterday you accidentally factory reset your phone, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what time that was?
Guys, nobody ever factory resets their phone on accident. And I think that this investigator is doing a really good job not letting on that she thinks she's suspicious of that. She's just asking questions. She's doing a very good job. But come on, accidentally reset his phone.
No, it was sometime in the morning. I had been pushing off doing an update for a while.
Was that before or after you went to the smoke shop?
Before? I'm not sure. I'm not a morning person. It's a newer phone. I was doing this update and it had some sort of weird option at the bottom that said something about reinstall everything, and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing.
Okay, can you explain
right
to me? Where were you? Like, were you in your settings?
I was following whatever the links were for the OS update.
I don't have an Android, so I don't know where
I'm not super tech
Is
savvy.
it like
I'm
a
so sorry.
text? Was it?
It was a push notification that came in at the top that I had just been ignoring
Oh,
for
like
a long
up here.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was it's a boneheaded maneuver.
Okay, and then where did it direct you to?
I don't know. It took me to a page with all the stuff in the system, and
She's trying to trap him
I
here.
clicked something. I wasn't paying attention.
Do you remember what it said? Like, what kind of update was it?
It was like a big OS update, and it had all these options, and it was like reinstall something with all the apps and stuff. Reinstall everything, the apps and stuff. I don't know exactly what I said. I pushed it, and it started doing the update, and then it turned into some sort of reset or something. I'm not sure how I did that.
Okay.
I was half asleep,
And then when you came back,
Hey, sorry to barge in, guys, but Kara, this is a great comment. He's so soft-spoken, like he wants to seem small, like he wants to disappear from this mess he made. Yeah, I wonder if that's his normal personality. I mean, that might be his camouflage, right? That he's this soft-spoken, nice guy, likes to play with, Tamagotchi and stuff like that. But that's just his ghillie suit for the predator that he is. That's a great comment, Kara. Thank you.
to get your key fob, what did you do when you got here?
ran inside, got the key fob, ran back out again.
Okay, where did you park?
Right up here, I think.
Okay. How long would you say you were inside your apartment for?
Literally long enough to run in, grab the fob, and come back out. So.
Okay, and then what did you do?
Most.
What did you do when you came back up?
Got back in the car and went back on the morning mission.
Okay. The camera has you in the complex for 12 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that seem about right?
Yeah, coming into the complex, driving around, parking, getting the fob, coming back out. Sounds about right.
Okay. And then you leave. What time would you say you dropped her off at the school? Or not at the school, but in the area?
My estimate was sometime between 8:20 and 8:40.
Okay, the camera has you leaving the complex at 8:31.
8:31? Okay, so it must have been closer to 8:40 then.
Okay. And then after you dropped her off, did you go directly to the smoke shop?
I did. I went directly to the smoke shop. Waited. It was supposed to be open, but it wasn't. I waited a little while to see if they were just being slow about turning on the open sign. They weren't, so I went home at that point.
How long do you think you waited?
5-10 minutes maybe.
Okay, so if you drop her off at like 8:40, how far is the smoke shop from there to where you dropped her off?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many minutes. How far?
Did you go anywhere else after the smoke shop?
Sorry. Oh no.
Well, let's think about this. I disposed of my girlfriend's daughter's body. He's searching for a story here.
I don't think I went anywhere specific. I was just driving probably in the direction of home. But I don't remember stopping anywhere specifically.
And you were there for 5 to 10 minutes.
Roundabout, I think.
Okay, so like let's say you drop her off at 8:40. We don't see her car coming back south until 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing between 8:40 and 10 o'clock?
Cruising around a little bit.
Okay, but I asked you earlier, like what you were doing, and you said you were there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you came back home.
Yeah, well, I went to the smoke shop, like I said. But I may have been meandering around the area, but I made my way home.
Okay, but I'm asking you earlier, right? And even like the first time we talked to you, you're not telling us that you're like, just cruising the area, like you're coming home. So I need to be able to explain to my supervisors why there's such a time gap.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It was just a normal day. I didn't have anything important to do. The smoke shop was supposed to open soon, so I made my way over there. Wasn't any particular rush, though.
Okay, but can you help me explain to them? Because I don't know the explanation or the...
That's a good strategy. I just don't get it. And I have to be able to explain this to somebody else. I just don't get it. Just walk me through this, right? That's a very good strategy to get him to keep talking. The more he talks, the better case they have against him.
answer to this question, okay? So can you help me?
By the way, guys, I followed this guy on YouTube. He's a lawyer. His name is Andrew Flushy or something like that. And he did a video today, maybe yesterday, about Miranda. And one of the things that he brought up is there are loopholes with Miranda. One of those loopholes is you only have to be made known of your Miranda rights if you are if you're in the custody of the police when they are interrogating you, if it's a custodial interrogation. So what police will do oftentimes in order to get around that is they won't make an arrest. They have enough to make an arrest, but they won't make it because they will be able to get this guy to talk without having to tell him of the Miranda warnings, right? In Miranda v. Arizona that we're all fond of from TV shows and stuff like that. I thought that was really interesting. I hadn't even thought about that before.
Explain to them why there's such a delay in the time.
No, can't explain it. I wasn't going anywhere in particular. I wasn't doing anything in particular. Just making my way to the smoke shop. Waited for them to open. They did not open. And then I left.
Where did you go from there?
From the smoke shop, I went home.
Okay, the smoke shop is like 10 minutes from here, right?
15, 20-ish, something like that.
Earlier you told us it was 10 minutes.
Time is not a strong suit of mine. I'm guesstimating here.
I understand, but I have to be able to explain.
Time is not a strong suit of mine. I'm so sorry. So dumb.
Where you were for an hour and 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And right now I can't explain that.
Okay. Smoke shop was supposed to open close to 10. I waited. They did not open. And I came home.
Okay. What time specifically was it supposed to open?
10 o'clock is when it's supposed to open.
So why'd you go at 8:40?
Great question.
Like I said, I didn't go exactly at 8:40. I went to the smoke shop after I dropped her off.
But even if it was 9 o'clock, that still would have been an hour before they're supposed to open. Mm-hmm. So why would you think it would be open?
I didn't think it would be open. I was hoping I would get there early enough and wait for it to open.
So you would have waited an hour for it to be open?
I did not wait an hour. I got there maybe 20 minutes before it opened, 15 minutes before it opened, and just sat and waited.
But then you're seen coming at 10 a.m. when it's supposed to open, already coming down.
Leaving, because it was supposed to open at 10 a.m. I waited a few minutes after 10. They were not opening, and that's when I left.
You did not wait a few minutes after 10.
What do you mean?
At 10 a.m. you were seen coming down southbound on Jongyang Parkway at the intersection of Jongyang Parkway.
At 10 a.m. I was still in front of that shop waiting to see if they were going to turn on the open sign.
Okay, but if you dropped at 8:40 and you said you only waited for a couple minutes at the smoke shop, why would you still be there at 10?
I waited to see if it would open, and they did not open.
We got that part. But you said you were there for a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said you were there a couple minutes after 10. So that's...
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I apologize for that. I'm trying to help you out the best that I can, but
Right. So, like,
Yeah, they're not going to let him off the hook on this. They're definitely not going to let him off the hook on this. They're like, dude, the time doesn't match up. You say 8:40. Why, even if it was 9 o'clock, why would you sit in front of the smoke shop when you know it opens at 10? This doesn't make sense. The timeline doesn't make sense. Help us make sense. And if he had any brains at all, he would just stop talking. Just stop. And like, we all, I don't want to give advice. Listen. Okay. Uncle Gavin's coming out here, okay? And I know that most of you, all of you that watch my channel, you are not idiot criminals. So I'm comfortable telling you this stuff, okay? Don't ever talk to the police. Just don't ever do it. And even if you're in a position like he put himself in this position, basically, setting it up as if she is a missing person and he would be the concerned parent looking for her, so he would want to talk to the police. Listen, they are always going to be suspicious of you. Don't talk to them. All of you who are not criminals, all of you who are criminals, just yap away. Just yammer on. Just do all the talking you want to do, because they are getting you in a trap. That noose is getting tighter and tighter. The more he wiggles and squirms, he's just going to get caught more. So just, like, it actually frustrates me how stupid he is talking to the police like this.
if you drop her off around 8:40, let's say, give or take 10 minutes, you make it to the shop around 9, the smoke shop, and you sit there and wait for a couple minutes for it to open. You said you waited for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. Does it make sense that you're still there at 10 o'clock?
I was there at 10 o'clock.
Okay, so what did you do before that?
I dropped her off, and I made my way over. Not a direct route, but I made my way over there.
Hey, Chloe's mom, just respectfully on this, I think at this point they're already concerned that Maddie is dead. They have looked at his phone. This detective has looked at it, has gone away from him, and has looked through it very quickly. She already knows what's on the Google Drive. I think she's probably, she is a highly qualified detective. She is amazing. I don't think that they're looking for Maddie at this point. I think they're looking for Maddie's body at this point. They already know what happened. Of course, that's just my opinion. I could totally be wrong, but that's what I think. Thanks for the comment, Chloe's mom.
Did you stop anywhere on your way to the smoke shop?
I don't think so.
Do you have problems with your memory that you can't recall what you did?
Yes, I'm extremely ADHD. I'm sorry. So just details start to get fuzzy after a while. Even the times I'm giving you are my best guesstimates here. I didn't have my phone with me at the time, so I wasn't aware of exactly what time.
There's no time on your car?
Transpiring. There probably is, but it's not my car. It's my parents' car.
How certain are you
that's
that
his parents'
you
car?
were outside of the smoke shop at 10 a.m.?
90% sure.
What makes you think that you were there at 10?
I saw lights on inside the place. It looked like they were coming to life in there. Mm-hmm. So it looked like they were about to open. Mm-hmm. And I was waiting to see if they were going to turn on the open.
Do you remember if there was anybody inside?
I couldn't see inside from the outside. But after I came home and then went back to the smoke shop again later, when they definitely were open, I stopped in and got my vape juice finally. I don't remember the name of the guy working there, but he was like a skinny guy, short, skinny guy.
When you came back for the fob, did she go inside with you?
No, she was in the car still. She was asleep.
Where in the car?
Passenger side.
She was asleep.
Correct.
She was asleep in the passenger seat, he says. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Did she at any point go in the back of the vehicle, like in the back seat?
No.
So she was in the front the whole time? Awake or asleep?
She was asleep.
Okay.
She was conked out. We had gotten up.
How was she positioned in the front seat?
Leaned back in the seat, just kind of conked out, napping.
Where was her head in relation to the seat?
Against the seat, I think. Against it. Just
Was the seat leaning back, or
the seat was leaning back. Yeah, she had leaned the seat back so that she could recline and.
Okay. And then I need you to try to, refresh your memory. When you got the flat tire on 192, what could you see around you?
Great question.
It's 192. It all looks the same.
He doesn't want to lead him there.
I'm so sorry. I'm drawing a blank as any specific businesses or names.
Did he pull off to the side of the road, to a business?
I pulled off into a side plaza, like one of those little strips along the side. Dug around for my spare and my jack. Thankfully, we had both.
What direction were you coming in?
I was going towards John Young.
Okay.
So that direction.
And it was a plaza. You don't remember any businesses that were in the plaza?
I don't. I was focused on the.
What
wheel
color
that
is the plaza?
Oh God, I have
Great
no idea
question.
what color the plaza was. I'm sorry, didn't even register a detail like that.
Okay, remind me again what you were doing on 192?
I was looking around at different game shops. One of my card games just had a release on Friday, Lorcana.
What card are you talking about?
It's like a trading card game, and they had a big release on Friday, so I wanted to go around.
What's
and
the
see.
card though?
I'm sorry.
What is the game?
It's called Lorcana.
Lorcana?
Yeah, Lorcana. It's a trading card game made by Disney, kind of like Pokemon cards or Magic the Gathering.
Okay, and you stopped at what shop?
I stopped over by Target. I was going to see if they had any. I then went up and was going to go to a place called House Rules Games. That is on 192 and Oak Street. I did not make it to House Rules Games because I got a flat tire before
Okay, which
then.
Target did you go to?
The one down on 192.
192 and what?
Is there more than one down there?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the area.
It's the one down there by the Walmart, I think. I'm not sure what the cross streets are. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I wish I could be more help. I'm so sorry.
And how long were you changing your tire for?
I'm not sure how long it took. I got back here by like 2:35, 2:40, because I was trying to get home to go with her to go to school.
I wanted to get back home to go with Jen to pick up Maddie from school, but I was delayed by unceremoniously disposing of Maddie in a field. This is so sick. And you're right, Brenda. He is scrambling hard. Everybody who you're like, this is what lies sound like, right? Yeah.
We needed to leave by 2:30. The flat tire made me late for that.
Okay. And there's absolutely nothing that you can remember about the plaza that you got the flat.
No, I don't remember color. I mean, it's all just kind of brownish, I think, along there.
And you said when you got your flat, you were heading towards JYP from 192.
Yes.
Okay, where's your flat tire at?
It's
Sorry
in
about
the
that,
trunk.
guys.
Okay.
I've got this.
Yeah, and Brenda, again, great comment. Yeah, they're gathering as much information as they can that they can disprove. They know that he's lying, so get him on the record lying as much as he possibly can. It's a really good strategy. It's brilliant.
Spare on there right now.
Yeah, I saw the spare. I don't think I have anything else. It's my phone number. If you can remember where you got your flat tire, just have her send me a text message, okay?
Okay. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I know the details are important, and just the way our brains work with ADHD is those things can get fuzzy.
Are you on any medication?
I'm supposed to be. I have not been medicated lately, so
Okay.
I'm not a morning person. I'm very time blind on the best of days and forgetful. So I understand that none of that is helpful in this case.
Okay.
I'm pretty sorry.
I explained that we're gonna have the apartment secured for the rest of the night. Okay?
Why? So the investigation is not going to happen tonight?
It is. So,
okay.
I explained to her, me and him have been out all day, right? So we're going to go home, but just because me and him are going home doesn't mean that there isn't other people out here, okay? Mm-hmm. We have another unit out here, which is called Violent Crimes. They're out all night. So they're going to keep looking. We also have some of our detectives that were sent home earlier to get rest because they were going to come and relieve me and him, right? So we're going to take like shifts with the investigation because obviously if we're exhausted, we're of no use, right?
We're all exhausted too.
Right.
My brain is mush.
Right. And we don't want that to happen with anything that we're doing. So what we're doing is we're taking turns with whatever needs to be done. So we'll brief whoever's coming next and then, hey, this is what we did. This is what needs to be done, okay? The reason we are keeping your house for the night is because your house cannot be completed by one person, right? We don't do that. We have a unit that comes and takes pictures and does whatever they need to do with the house. After a certain time, it's only one person working in that unit. And she can't do it by herself. So people come in at 8 o'clock in the morning. So when the rest of her squad comes in, they're going to come in and, tackle your place as a unit so that they can get it done quicker. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And then I explained to her too, because in your car, we are going to also tow your car, okay? It's going to go to our sheriff's office, which is at 2500 West Colonial, okay? She said she needed to get her medication. You're not under any medication.
I have medication in the house, though, that I do need to get my blood pressure meds and anxiety meds as well.
Okay, so I'm going to try to figure out where all of this stuff is. Where's your stuff at?
Upstairs in the guest room currently.
In guest room number 4?
Yes. And it's on top of the mini refrigerator.
Does it have your name on it?
Yes, all of it.
Okay, where does she keep her... Where does she keep her medicine?
In her zipper case on her nightstand, I believe.
In the downstairs?
Correct.
What zipper?
It's like a little sort of brown zipper case. It's on her nightstand. So right on top of her
Okay, so I can just bring the whole thing out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any bottles on top of the nightstand around it too, but you might want to grab those. Yeah, just.
Is there anything that you can recall that we haven't asked you? I know we asked you like a whole bunch of questions earlier, and we just asked you like a whole bunch more.
I don't know. My brain is so mush right now. I barely slept. I haven't eaten in 2 days. I'm trying to think of questions for you.
Can I see what shirt you're wearing?
What's that?
Can I see what shirt you're wearing?
Oh, yeah. Just a blue shirt.
Okay.
Blue shirt.
remember what shirt you were wearing on Monday morning?
I believe it was this shirt. I'm still wearing the same shirt.
Have you showered since then or anything?
I showered the other night.
It's a great question.
No, not since yesterday. Sorry, hair is even still greasy.
I know you got a cut, right, from...
Yeah, from changing the tire.
Do you mind if I see your arms?
Yeah, go for it. I haven't changed the tire.
Do you mind taking your sweater off?
It's cold, but yeah.
It's cold.
I haven't changed the tire in like 10 years. I made a rookie mistake. Got my thumb too close to the jack in the frame and it slipped. I pinned my thumb in between the frame and the jack. I got lucky. I panicked and pulled it out, which you're not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of pain. I panicked.
And flip your hand over. Can you see the other arm?
Mm-hmm.
This is reminding me, guys, like we learned from the documents with his parents that he probably went all the way down to where they live. What is that, St. Cloud or something like that, and got money. This guy knows that he's in a trap. And I think he was getting ready to run. I really do.
Whatever my parents used for a tire iron in there.
Do you mind if I take a picture of the cut you got?
Yeah, go for it.
Let me see if the flash works. Okay, can you go like this again?
Mm-hmm.
They are asking, like he should know.
And then flip it over for me?
They're going after him.
Let me do this. Flip it over, please. Okay.
Is it good?
Yeah. She got her stuff. So let me go get your stuff and then you guys will be good to go. Okay, where are you guys gonna head? Do you know?
No idea.
Okay, can you text me an address of wherever you guys end up tonight?
Yeah, I think my dad's on his way down too.
Okay. Let me just verify her pills, and that's it. Okay? And then your phone, they're going to work on it overnight, so you'll probably get it in the morning. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
That is the end of the recording. You guys have some great comments going here. So that is a recording that I hadn't heard anywhere else, and I'm glad that a few of you hadn't heard it as well. It's good to go through that and listen to him trying to weasel his way out of an obvious trap. They're even taking pictures of his shirt, thinking that he probably was wearing that shirt when he disposed of Maddie. He described it as a blue shirt. Speaking of blue shirts, we are going to go over to Photoshop here. Let's head over here. These are pictures that were obtained by Plunder. Again, big shout out to Plunder. There's a link to her channel below. If you haven't subscribed to her, she's doing really great work. Please do go over there. These are some pictures that we're going to just go through of their, basically they were serving a search warrant for his person. I don't know if the blue shirt that he was seen in while he was talking with those amazing detectives might be this blue shirt. So I'm just going to go through them a little bit. Now we know from the documents that they took pictures of everything, his private parts and the whole shebang, right? I'm not showing any of that, obviously. Right, everything is modest. There are some things with his shirt off and so forth, but anyway, let's just go through this. Thanks to Plunder, and there are a couple places that I'm going to want to stop. So this is what he looked like when they took his when they served the search warrant. Couple things on the hands, guys, and we're gonna get into this. Let me zoom up on this. Do you see this area right here? Right now, he said in that recording that he injured his hands changing a tire. But there are some other pictures. He's got wounds on his fingernails. Look at the shape of that wound. Look at the shape of it. That to me looks like a very small fingernail impression. That looks like an impression from a fingernail. Now, guys, you guys know I have no bona fides, right? I am a lay person, but that is what it looks like to me. Yep, he's got a cut over here on the side of his hand. This is the one that we were looking at a little bit earlier. Now, I'm like looking at his hands, and he's a 37-year-old man. He does have a couple of scars, but he doesn't look like he works with his hands, right? This is, to me, I think that the police are probably suspicious that is a wound that was sustained in some kind of fight. If you think about Madeline, I believe, was throttled, probably manually. There was probably some manual strangulation going on there. So if he came from the front, she would be able to grab onto him, and I think that's where maybe some of these wounds are. And I would imagine that they took samples underneath her fingernails and so forth. And so while he might claim that these came from changing a tire, if his skin cells are underneath Madeline's fingernails, the prosecution's going to have an easy job of showing a jury that is not the case. I think they were taking a picture of like this little area right here, because I think that's just kind of a vein that pokes out. I think though these right here are little wounds, and it's blurry, but there are 3 of them right in a row, and to me it looks like finger, a 13-year-old child's small hands grabbing at his hand. That's what it looks like to me. Here's another view of it, along with what's going on his thumb, what's going on up here at the base of his thumb. Yeah, they took pictures of, the rest of his body. I think that these pictures were to just kind of show what the impressions of the handcuffs, because they would want to memorialize that, right? Let me close some of these. Give me just a second so that I can get to the others. Yeah, again, I think this is probably a handcuff wound, though maybe not. I mean, what do you guys think? Yeah, it looks like 2 parallel lines. That's probably a handcuff wound, just an impression from the handcuffs. That's that vein or scar. But that right there, that looks like a scratch, like a couple scratches. If we zoom in more closely on that, we've got a couple scratches in there, it looks like to me. Sustanet, by the way, was his Reddit username. If you go on Reddit and look at his old posts, I think some of them have been deleted. Does not look like he has any scrapes to his back. Doesn't look like it to me anyway. They would have gotten in closer if there were. Doesn't look like there are any scrapes to his chest or abdomen either. Those are the pictures of Mr. Stearns. Let me bring up a couple more here. Give me just a second. These are interesting to me. Give me just a second while I get these up. It's about, about 13 of them. Okay. Here are some pictures that I wanted to show you guys from basically this is Maddie's backpack that they found in the dumpster. Well, it was basically the truck that grabbed the dumpster. This is Maddie's backpack. Now, her backpack is supposed to be like blue, but what it's got on it, it appears to me anyway, is some kind of thick paint. I don't think it's bleached. I think it's paint, because we're going to look down in some of those pockets and we'll be able to see kind of the layers of paint on that. But here is, come on, let's bring this up close. We can see some of the things in Maddie's book. Let's go here. There's another composition book. We can see she likes to doodle. Liked. That's, it's a sad thing. She liked to doodle. Another folder from inside the backpack. This looks like a hoodie that was on the inside of the backpack, and you can see, let me rotate this so we can see the hoodie a little bit better. This one you can see up here, the part that is not covered with paint, right? This is more the color that backpack would be. Here's her hoodie. It looks, man, I'm not familiar with what this character is. It looks like, some animation, something you guys could probably tell me. This one was overexposed. I think they took another one. Yeah, so this is an overexposed shot of the tag. But here it is, just exposed properly. Let's rotate that again. It's the back of her hoodie. These were all in her backpack. Let's see. There's another picture of the backpack. There we are on the inside. I can kind of zoom in on the zippers. You can kind of see how it's covered in some kind of crud. I think it's probably paint. That's my guess. Yeah. Go through these real quick. Okay. And then we've got, this was on the inside, and there's an inside view of the backpack. So I just wanted to share those photos with you guys to maybe, when I'm looking at a case, I enjoy, maybe enjoyment isn't the right word, but I want to try to get to know my victim as much as I can. So handwriting samples, recordings of their voice, seeing things that they owned and took care of is kind of important to me. Those are the images that I wanted to show you, and the recording that I want to share with you. I've got a couple more minutes before I have to be off. Let's go. There were a couple of comments that I liked, you guys, that I favorited so that we could answer those. Momo Shark said, even if deleted, they could have gotten the messages. So I am not a forensics guy when it comes to devices, but I am a tech nerd. I'm a systems engineer. What am I? A network engineer, systems engineer, database admin. I know technology very, very well. Software developer. Anyway, yeah, I think with Cellbrite, they're going to be able to probably get a lot of the messages that were on there, even though he accidentally deleted things. Isabel Rivera asked, is there a video or recording where Jen finds out the perv gets arrested? I do not believe so, though there was a... no, I'm trying to think. In that report, it didn't talk about calling Jen to say that Stefan has been arrested. It was a call that they had found little Maddie's body. So I don't know that there is a video of that. Girl Interrupted asks, I think this is in response to my short, brief discussion on our Miranda rights here in the United States. But can they enter it into evidence if not given the right to a lawyer? The answer to that is yes, it can be entered into evidence. The only thing that we're protected by in Miranda v. Arizona is custodial interrogations. That's it. So that's why police are able to stop you and chat with you if you have a broken taillight or you've been speeding. They have probable cause of some kind of violation or a law that has been broken. They can just talk with you and they can gather as much evidence as possible. So honestly, for all of us honest folks, all of you criminals, if any criminals are watching right now, I know you're not. You guys aren't smart enough to watch this. You just don't talk to the police, even when you are stopped. You are polite. I actually have a script that I follow that I stole from a TikTok account that I use whenever I'm stopped by police. It's very, very simple. It's like 25 words. If you guys want me to share that with you sometime, I'm happy to do so. But yeah, be very, just don't talk to police. Just don't do that. Criminals, hardened criminals or softened criminals, talk all you want. That'd be great. Let's see. Jordan says, what do we think his motive was? That's what boggles me. My thought is she threatened to tell about the abuse. I think that is the most likely thing. I know that a lot of people have a lot of theories. Was it that he planned it because she was getting old enough to be able to talk about it? Possibly. Maybe she fought him this time and he accidentally took her life, but it wouldn't matter because he was committing a felony. If that were the case, he would have been committing a felony at the time that it happened. That's first degree murder. So, I don't know what the motive is on that. There are some obvious guesses, and I don't mean to belittle your guess, but there are guesses that we all have shared, like she's going to start talking or the whole pregnancy idea or whatever. But I don't know what the real motive is. I almost hope that this case will go to trial. I don't want it to go to trial because there are people who love Madeline and they don't need to be dragged through that. But also, maybe it's my own curiosity. Maybe I need to repent of this, not put my curiosity above the welfare of other people. But my curiosity really wants it to go to trial so that we might be able to find out what prosecutors think the motive was. Great question. Got a super chat from PJ Tyler. Thank you very much, PJ Tyler. I deeply appreciate that. ET asks, is this case DP eligible? Yeah, this is a capital murder case. That is a great question. All right, let me go over to your comments where you've put GF in there. I'm going to kind of just go through all these. I'm sorry, I'm not going to read all of them on screen, but there are a few of them I want to go through here real quick. He lied to Jen first about the smoke shop, so he had to connect the dots of the story. Yeah, that is likely. Yeah, she's not smart enough it's not smart enough, I guess, experienced enough in crime. Ooh, but now that I say that, I really believe that she knew what was going on with her daughter. I really believe that she was kind of pimping out her daughter, but I guess she wasn't experienced enough in investigative techniques to ask questions. GF, is Jen still in a relationship with Stephen Stearns? I do not know. I don't know the answer to that. Good question. Let's see. Prangelica says, Gavin, I love hearing your perspective because you have the perspective of a caring parent. You have the reaction of a caring parent. I don't believe Jen cared about Madeline. Yeah, I think the vast majority of us responded in the appropriate way, right? Especially those of us who have children or stepchildren or nieces and nephews that we love, right? We can feel, we feel empathetic to that nightmare of losing your child to a predator. Yeah, thanks for that comment. Let's see. TJ, yeah, so the Lincoln is his dad's car. Wow, just when I thought it wasn't possible for him to be more of a child, we find out that it is dad's car. I wonder what was the deal with this guy. Like, he just not able to grow up, just failure to launch on this. Is that the deal? Like, and again, in my last video, I there are circumstances in your adulthood when you will depend on your parents. I myself have done that. They have done that. My parents depended on their parents, right, in their adulthood. But this is different, man. This is failure to launch. This is a man child who never grew up. It's like Peter Pan syndrome. Without limits budgets with Aaron Lynn. Okay. Gavin's so glad for technology nowadays between cameras and license plate readers. It's a blessing. It is. Let me tell you from personal experience, though. When renting a car and driving in a foreign land, let's say Great Britain, and you see little pictures that say, hey, there are cameras out, you should believe them. Because let's say you were, prior to being in Great Britain, you were in Germany and you were spending a lot of time on the Autobahn. You will be caught. You will be put into the back of a panda wagon in some cases, and you will definitely pay lots of fines. So don't do that if you're driving abroad. Speaking of being abroad, guys, that was my best effort at a segue. I'm going to be back in London at CrimeCon UK next month. I can't even believe it. I'm going to be spending the autumn equinox right there in London at CrimeCon UK. This is England's premier true crime event. It's brought to us by True Crime TV out there, and I absolutely love it. I like getting together with all of my true crime buddies. If you are going to be across the pond and you have not bought your tickets yet, please use code FISH when you do so. And you can just go to my website, click on events, and it'll bring you to this page. You can click tickets now. So I wanted to give you guys that plug. All right. Let's go back to comments real quick. Patty Olson says, Gavin, it takes him longer to make up answers that will fit than to tell the truth. Yeah, and his answers never fit anyway. Annette says, new sub. Annette, welcome. Glad that you are here. Thank you to all of you who are new, and especially to you, Annette, and thanks for that comment. Monica says, Gavin, you think he would have done something to Jen if he could have? I'm not sure. Let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm not going to be able to get everybody. Nifty 50 says, Gavin, I agree. Those scratches look like someone was trying to defend themselves, which would be true if you are being strangled. They would be in those exact places. Yeah, and we read the little blurb about the autopsy where it looks like the right major horn of the hyoid bone was broken. So, yeah, I think that strangulation is probably in the cards here. There was gray paint in the dad's storage unit. I've got pictures of the storage unit. And by the way, eventually, and guys, I'm so sorry it's taken me so long, but eventually all of the documents that I've gotten, all of the images that I've gotten will be put onto Maddie's case page. So you guys got to be patient with me. I'm going to do my very best. Let's see, just kind of skipping to the last things. Mooney, when you get a chance, go check out Portobello Road, my old stomping grounds. Hey, listen, Mooney, I am a Disney movie nerd. I'm not a Disneyland or a Disney World nerd, but I am a Disney nerd. So the very first time I was in London or England, I did all the things. I did Portobello Road because of Bedknobs and Broomsticks with the incomparable Angela Lansbury. And of course, I did St. Paul's Cathedral because of Mary Poppins. So yes, I have checked out Portobello Road. That's pretty fun to find out those are your old stomping grounds. That's a lot of fun. Gavin, what do you think about the Stefan mom knowing and letting Maddie sleep with her son in the bed in her own home? Oh, well, that is dark. Did Maddie go down and visit him at their home? Oh, if that is the case, that makes me unhappy indeed. Last thing that we're going to get is a super chat from Jennifer Dobbins, or a super sticker. She gave us the Shiba dog. Thank you very much, Jennifer Dobbins. Thank you all, guys. I'm so grateful that you would join me tonight. I'm going to keep on this. There are so many. I got another 80 pages of documents in this case just today, or maybe they came yesterday. Anyway, in the last couple of days. So I've got a lot to go through. There are more recordings. There are more images. We will go through them as much as we possibly can. So if you like this kind of thing and you haven't subscribed, I invite you to do so. Please remember to always go over to my website. Sign up for Crime Cod, which is an almost daily newsletter of true crime headlines. You can just click on Crime Cod. See what I did there, and sign up. That is a newsletter that is growing. Also, if you ever want to reach me, just click on contact. This is the best way to reach me. You can do so anonymously. None of these fields are required except for the question or comment, so please use that. And then last thing, this little fishy up in the corner will take you over to the fish tank. And this reminds me, actually, I was just on Misunderstood with Rachel Yucatel. And so head on over to the fish tank and click on that link. We talked about the case of Ellen Greenberg. So please head over there and check that out. Join us here on the fish tank. What are we? We're 2,000 people strong. How many people are we now? We're 2,032 folks over on the fish tank. We'd love to have you there too. With that, I will bid you adieu. Thank you for joining me tonight, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.